The following is an Oregon Sports Network presentation. Oregon Duck basketball is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that clean, crisp, cold taste, nothing beats a Bud. By Bi-Mart. Bi-Mart beats the high cost of living every day. By State Farm Insurance and the State Farm agents throughout Oregon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By McKenzie Farms. It's a natural. By Gatorade. Gatorade, it's all you're thirsting for. By Wood Products Credit Union. Build your future with us. And by Pepsi-Cola Bottlers of Oregon. Pepsi, a taste that has more Oregonians saying, gotta have it.
The journey through the state of Washington continues for the Oregon Ducks. Tonight, a stop in Seattle, Heck Edmondson Pavilion, as the Ducks take on the Washington Huskies. Good evening, everybody. I'm Todd McKim, along with Bruce O'Neill, and welcome to tonight's contest on the Oregon Sports Network. The Ducks still seeking that elusive first conference victory, 0-5. They take on another team that is struggling a little bit. The Huskies are 1-3, so needless to say, both teams want to win tonight.
Well, Washington has two of the better big guys in the conference, but they, like the Ducks, are struggling a little bit at the other position, so it should be a real interesting matchup.
Well, anytime you go home, there's additional pressure and added responsibility, and that is the case tonight for Oregon sophomore forward Jeff Potter. He hails from Redmond, Washington. He wants to play well tonight.
Well, he's had a couple real tough games recently and missing a lot of inside shots, so he's playing in front of the home fans and wants to get off real strong.
Well, he's got his hands full tonight with one of the best front lines in the Pac-10. Mark Pope is a sophomore. He is good, but Rich Manning is outstanding. 6'10", can shoot the ball, and he's the #1 rebounder in the Pac-10.
Several pro scouts are here tonight watching him. They think that he's one of the better shooting big men in the country, so a lot of attention on this big guy, and Oregon needs to give him a lot of attention.
As I mentioned, he's the leading rebounder in the Pac-10. The Ducks did a pretty good job on the guy that used to lead the Pac-10 in rebounding. Mark Hendrickson held him to 2 rebounds Thursday night. Let's take a look at the keys for the contest. First of all, for the Ducks.
Well, the Ducks have started real slow lately, but the biggest thing they have to do is stop penetration. Washington, if they get off strong and get that penetration going down the middle, can create a lot of problems for the Ducks.
And they need to get off to a good start as well. That's been a problem. It was indeed one of the things that caused them to lose to Washington State on Thursday night. Well, we're all set and ready to go. We hope you are as well. Coming up next, the opening lineups and the start of tonight's contest as the Ducks take on the Huskies.
There we were, a jillion miles outside of the hood. The bus got a flat, got no jack. Homie's gonna cut his grass. What's up?
4.5. 4.5 here down. 600. Sold.
The man's round sales, but he's got no beat.
Pardon me.
That was there.
Yo, MC Cow Seller. But fresh.
There's no place to save like Bi-Mart.
Prices are often better than anywhere else.
That's what being the Northwest low price leader is all about. Today and every day at Bi-Mart, you can take home Haviland motor oil at Bi-Mart invoice cost. And Bi-Mart Exide batteries are always in stock at our low everyday price.
They carry a good product, but they're reasonably priced.
I'm getting the best price I can get in town.
You will too. Stop by today. Join over 1 million member families throughout the Northwest who beat the high cost of living every day.
It started with an ancient feud.
This temple is finished.
A war that destroyed his world and tore his family apart. Until now.
Well, they just didn't know who they were dealing with, did they, quite, Jane Kane?
Reunited with his long-lost son.
He's an undercover cop.
You mind me asking where you've been for the last 15 years?
Looking for my son.
They're taking on the battle of their lives.
You murdered the priests.
Against the deadly assassin who ripped their world apart.
Kill them both.
This is not two old gunfighters standing in the middle of some dusty street like it might have been back in the time of your grandfather.
It's a new kind of battle. An old brand of justice.
You kick him, I'll shoot him.
David Carradine returns in the world premiere of a brand new television series. Kung Fu, the legend continues.
Wednesday night at 8 on KPTV 12.
Let's meet tonight's starters in alternate
Todd McKim and Bruce O'Neill, welcome back to Heck Edmondson Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. Pac-10 basketball on the Oregon Sports Network. The Ducks against the Huskies. We're just about ready for the introduction of tonight's starting lineups as the two teams get set and ready to go. Let's take a look at the Ducks. Antoine Stoudemire, the leading scorer for the Ducks. Jeff Potter. Aaron Johnson coming off a very fine game, a career-high 15 points against Washington State. Andre Collier leading the Ducks in assists. And Orlando Williams is the #1 three-pointer for the Ducks this season. Look at first-year coach Jerry Green, 7 and 10. He's got a little look of intensity on his face tonight. The Ducks with a little different pregame ritual. We'll tell you about that momentarily. But let's first set the starting lineup for the Washington Huskies. We've talked about Pope and Manning. Martin Keene gets his 6th start of the season for the Huskies, another big athletic man. Prentice Perkins, a junior college transfer, and Bryant Boston, who played for the Huskies last year, but missed the last 9 games with a bad kneecap, which required surgery. The officials tonight, the trio, may be as good as we can get in the Pac-10. They've all been to the Final Four. Richie Ballesteros, Tom Harrington, and Willis McJunkin. The Huskies dominate this series. Over the years, they've won 161-85 for the Ducks. The first meeting between the two respective head coaches. The Huskies won both games last year, defeating the Ducks here 71-55, and the Ducks losing at home 72-71. You take a look at the seasonal records. The Huskies got off to a great start, but they have struggled in conference play. The Ducks have been up and down. They had a 5-game winning streak at one stretch. Played well in the Far West Classic and also picked up a victory against Hartford, but since then it's been very tough indeed. Take a look at the Ducks, and why don't we talk about the pregame ritual tonight? A little different look for the Ducks in the warm-ups.
Well, one thing that the Ducks haven't been doing is starting quickly, so Jerry Green decided that he'd bring the Ducks out and do a little scrimmage before the game half court, and hopefully that'll bring up the intensity.
Figured maybe they work up a sweat a little bit earlier and get that intensity going. And the Ducks, remember, Thursday night in the loss to Washington State, got down 14-2, and virtually that was the ball game as the Ducks kind of played it even the rest of the way. And so if you get off to a good start, at least you have a chance. You're not on that treadmill all night long.
Well, one of the things that Jerry said, he had a choice. He could either spot them 14 points right off the bat, or he'd come out and try something different like scrimmaging, so he picked the scrimmage instead.
Very wise decision indeed. So we're ready to go. Jeff Potter will jump at center for the Ducks. Potter really struggled the other night in Pullman, did not record a field goal. All 4 of his points came from the free throw line. And he and Mark Pope, the Washington sophomore, longtime rivals here in the Seattle area. And they meet once again. This time, Pope at home, Potter on the road. The Ducks seeking that first road win over a Division I team in 20 contests. So Tom Harrington will get us going as he'll toss the ball up. Sparse crowd here in Seattle tonight. But we're glad that you could join us. The Ducks against the Huskies. The opening tap, batted around, and finally controlled by Martin Keene. This is Bryant Boston. Did not score against Oregon State Thursday night, but he has been hot as of late. Inside of Manning, one-on-one with Aaron Johnson. Pretty good defense, batted around, and Jeff Potter controls the board. Andre Collier weaving his way into the front court. The Huskies open up in a man defense. Orlando Williams, a little bit of a mismatch there with Pope on him as they've started Boston on Antoine Stoudemire.
The Ducks need to go through their offense here.
Now it's a zone look by the Huskies, a 3-2 look. Orlando Williams for 3, and maybe that pregame ritual worked.
Orlando says, I like that zone. You switch into that zone anytime you want.
He is definitely Oregon's zone buster as he leads the Ducks in three-point shooting, 48%, and he has converted 18 of his last 40. Boston pull up top from 15 on the baseline, and Perkins, and he nails it. Prentice Perkins from Minneapolis, quickly the other end. Orlando Williams misses at the 10. Boston pull up top, rims in and out, then Johnson down with the board.
Well, that was the first lay-in miss of the night. Let's not
I don't know if we should keep track of those or not. You hate to think that you might have to, but Oregon has averaged 10 missed lay-ins per game. That's 20 points per game. Of course, not all of those are uncontested, but you feel you got to make a high percentage of those. Well, all 3 shots tonight by Orlando Williams. He's 2 for 3. And he now has 6 points, and the Ducks off to a good start, leading 6-2.
We can get his confidence early. It's a big key for him, and as is Antoine. So far, so good for those guys.
Pope being guarded by Stoudemire. And this is Perkins. Huskies had hoped to improve their guard play this year. They brought in Perkins, and he can shoot the three-pointer. He also can drive to the basket as well. Pope inside has a distinct height advantage and converts.
He really shouldn't be able to penetrate like that against Antoine because Antoine outquicks him. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Antoine can make.
Potter pull up from the free throw line, back ironing off. So the Ducks getting good shots once again. Lead it 6-4. Perkins trying to penetrate on Collier. Good cutoff move by Collier. Manning out on the wing. Potter will come out and he'll slap him on the wrist.
One thing Manning is not going to do is take a three-point shot. He hasn't shot one yet this season, so we really don't have to pressure him so much outside.
It's the first foul on Johnson, the first foul of the ball game. Perkins with the basketball, 9th in the Pac-10 in assists, and Collier also among the Pac-10 leaders. He is 6th. Potter denying inside. He might have got away with a little push-up, just powers his way up and in.
Well, he's a real strong physical player. He played at Oklahoma, Todd, and he transferred here, and he's had a lot of success.
He played on the Canadian national team, which meant he played in the Tournament of the Americas. In fact, played against the U.S. squad. Well, there's a bizarre pass there, a bounce pass at the feet, and the Huskies convert. That's Bryant Boston, and the Huskies have their first lead of the night, 8-6.
That's a real tough pass to catch, Todd.
Huskies have gone back into a man-to-man right now, it appears. They have a distinct height advantage. Stoudemire over Manning. Doesn't get it. So Orlando Williams, the only one able to find the bottom of the net for the Ducks so far. There's a very sloppy pass there by Perkins. Led his man Manning right to the baseline. And that's a turnover for Washington.
One thing Oregon can't allow is Manning going down that low in the low post and getting the ball with nobody fronting him, because he gets the ball down there. That's his shot, his area. Now notice the Ducks, they're going through their offense, but they're going half motion. They're not going through at full speed. They're kind of hopping to position.
A forced shot by Potter over Keene, but Jeff Potter nails it. Potter average has dipped below double digits now. 9.5 a game, shooting 48% from the field. Inside, intended for Pope. Good help side from Johnson. The Ducks look to run. Nice pass to Potter, and he travels. Too bad. That was a great pass by Antoine Stoudemire, but maybe a little difficult for Jeff to handle as well. And that's a turnover for the Ducks, and we have a timeout on the court. 15:40 to play in the first half. The Ducks turn it over, but the game is tied.
The Mazda 626DX sedan is not a copy. It's an original in a class all its own and at least $1,000 less than its closest competitor, the Toyota Camry, but only when you... John Link. John Link Mazda 626DXs have automatic transmission with luxury and handling qualities you'd expect to pay much more than $14,688 for. John Link. The Mazda 626DX, a luxury sedan with more headroom than the Camry or Accord, only $14,688. Big Link. And the deal is as good as done. Only at Smith's Home Furnishing. Everything is on sale with no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest for an entire year. Save on Smith's tremendous selection of furniture, appliances, mattresses, computers, audio equipment, and home electronics. Get guaranteed lowest prices on famous name brand merchandise. Plus, no cash for an entire year right now, while everything is on sale. Only at Smith's Home Furnishing.
Well, the Huskies not known to be a fast break team, but here they get the turnover and the fast break opportunity. That gave the Huskies a brief lead at 8-6, and the Ducks have tied it up at 8-8. The Huskies are 4 for 7 from the field. The Ducks are 3 for 6. Antoine Stoudemire has not gotten into the scoring column, but Orlando Williams has a couple of three-pointers for 6 points. Husky basketball 15:36 to play in the first half. Manning puts it on the floor. Perkins backdoor, pull-up pop. That's going to be off the bracket. No good. Manning got the rebound. Double team stripped away by Orlando Williams. Ducks have a 5-on-3 fast break. Williams to the 10, misses again.
That'll kill you as a coach. I mean, those should be real easy shots right there. You got to concentrate.
Manning, boy, he's off to a rough start so far. That one only hit the side of the board. Well, if nothing else, Bruce, Oregon has gotten off to a good start. Now maybe they can get into a rhythm and get things going. Well, as soon as you say that, Antoine throws the ball to Bellevue. Skipped off the lake over to Bellevue.
Pretty good intensity right now on defense, though, and they did a good job. They're doing a pretty good job of boxing out inside.
Pope backdoor goes to Perkins. Potter came over to contest, and Prentice Perkins goes to the floor.
It's a matter of overplaying backdoor move. That's how you beat pressure.
Substitution into the ball game for the Ducks. Johnny Reese, 6'3" sophomore from Denver, Colorado. He replaces Andre Collier, and we'll have a couple of more Ducks come in here as Damon Runyon and Bob Fife check in at the scorer's table. Prentice Perkins, not a good free throw shooter. In fact, I'm being liberal by saying not good. He's pretty bad, 48%. In college basketball anywhere, that's pretty bad.
Seems to be a pattern this year.
It really is. We've talked about this before, that not many teams shooting free throws very well. In the Pac-10, only 3 teams over 70%. And the Huskies have regained the lead at 9-8. Fife and Runyon in. Runyon had a pretty good game. A long 3 by Orlando and a long rebound. That might have been a little bit out of his range. Perkins, he'll take a 22-footer and nails that one. Perkins now with 6, and the Huskies have a 4-point advantage. Runyon, Stoudemire. Antoine has been kind of indicative of the team starts. He has gotten off slow. The team has gotten off slow.
They have to read what they're in now. They're in a different defense.
That one was blocked by Boston. And here come the Huskies on the break. Boston on the fly, leaping leaner off the glass. Pope with the rebound. No good, but he is fouled. Mark Pope, one of the better offensive rebounders in the Pac-10.
Well, Pope's real active in there, and Oregon has to realize when a player's that active, you've got to find him first, then worry about the rebound. If you can't get it yourself, let your teammate get it, but keep your man off the board.
Pope with 5 rebounds already. John Mitchell in for Oregon. You see the block by Reese here, or on Reese. And that led to the fast break. Mitchell in, so it'll be Mitchell and Reese in the backcourt. Stoudemire the only starter on the court for Oregon. Pope, an outstanding free throw shooter for a big man. Second in the Pac-10 coming into this weekend, 86%. 6'9" sophomore from Bellevue, was the Washington State Player of the Year as a senior. He now has 4, and the Huskies have their biggest lead, 14-8, as they've scored the last 6 points.
Now, it's real important that Ducks analyze what the defensive set is. It's almost like a matchup zone situation.
Runyon inside. He doesn't convert the 3-footer. And again, the Huskies looking to run. Perkins trying to find Boston. A 3-point attempt is short. Great box out by Runyon. Reese battling the ball with Keene, and it'll be Oregon's basketball.
That's what we're talking about, Todd. Runyon did a good job on his man that time. Consequently, Mitchell was able to go to the ball.
Well, they're now going to change it and say that it was last touched by Oregon. Lynn Nance in his 4th season with the Huskies, looking for a winning campaign to take a little heat that has been applied to him. Oh, inside Keene. Inside, doesn't count, but he'll go to the line. That was a mismatch there.
Way too easy.
Oregon foul on number 50, John Mitchell.
The foul will be on John Mitchell. That'll be his first. And it'll be the 4th team foul on Oregon. The Huskies have yet to commit a personal foul.
Oregon needs to do something defensively here to stop penetration. They're getting real easy shots, and they're getting second shots.
Keene, a 64% shooter. 6'8" senior from Toronto, Canada. The next one is good, so he now has 3. And the Huskies lead by 7, 15-8. See the zone look, kind of a matchup for the Huskies with Pope at 6'9", pointing that zone. It makes it tough to get the ball around the perimeter.
Well, look at the Ducks. They're hopping to position rather than going to the open spots in the zone. Hard. You have to break hard.
Mark that one, return to sender. Perkins, leaping leaner, kick out to Manning. 15-footer on the wing, no good. Mitchell with the rebound. Ducks would like to run here, although they do not have numbers. Stoudemire still not in the scoring column.
Look how wide open it is, right in the middle of that zone.
And a timeout for the Ducks. Jerry Green did not like the offensive set. I think he also wanted to get Jeff Potter back into the ball game. We will take a timeout as well.
Finally, Mackenzie Farms brings west the soft, natural goodness of blueberry, cinnamon raisin, sesame seed, onion, and plain bagels. Yippee-yi-yo, oy vey.
When your home is damaged, State Farm is there, fast. You see, when you have a homeowner's insurance claim with State Farm, you report it to your agent, and right away we team up with State Farm claims people.
We work with your agent to avoid needless hassles and delays so you can get your home back together as soon as possible.
Our teamwork speeds your claim. It's another reason why State Farm is such an outstanding homeowner's insurance value. State Farm is there.
The Ducks return home Thursday night to take on the 11th-ranked Arizona Wildcats. Game time is at 7 o'clock at Mac Court. The Arizona Wildcats and the Oregon Ducks at MacArthur Court. Speaking of the Arizona Wildcats, the Wildcats victorious tonight as they defeated New Orleans. Big road win for the Wildcats, 72-69 the final score. Well, you look at Keene right there. He got a start tonight. He's been very strong inside, blocking a shot, creating opportunities inside. The Ducks, meanwhile, have not been able to hit the nets consistently. 3 for 11 from the field. They've missed their last 5.
So Washington staying in this matchup zone because there's no reason to change right now. The Ducks haven't handled it very well, so they need to analyze it. The high post is open against that matchup. They need to get somebody that's good at the high post, like an Antoine, streaking the high post that can have a threat to score from there.
Orlando Williams nails his 3rd three-pointer. He has 9 of Oregon's 11 points.
Now, if he can get the ball in that position with nobody pressuring him, he's deadly.
Pope on the wing. Stoudemire inside to Manning. Off the glass. Pope all alone for that offensive rebound. Nobody boxed him out at all. And we have a held ball situation, alternating possessions. Oregon will get the basketball.
Well, he's not only a good position player, but as you see that last rebound, he really is a good jumper. Big, long arms.
Pac-10 Freshman of the Year last season, despite the fact the Huskies had a subpar 12-17 campaign. Antoine trying to get on the board. That was way off. Battle for the board as Johnson tried to keep it alive, but it's controlled by the Huskies. 11:30 to play in the first half.
3 real big, strong guys on those boards. They just go after it.
It's a much more athletic team the Huskies are putting on the court this year than they have in years past. There's Manning, one-on-one with Johnson. A little double team help from Williams. Boston, baseline. That's a tough angle. Tipped alive by Keene. The Huskies control. Perkins. Keene doesn't want to take that jumper. Inside to Pope. Excellent ball movement. And Pope bricked one off the backboard. Antoine playing traffic cop. Orlando Williams off the back iron.
That's not the shot he wants, Todd. I mean, he's getting a little anxious there.
Manning all alone, got behind the guards and scored. And again, Jerry Green calls a timeout. He does not like that. In fact, that's what he wants his team to do. Have the big men beat the guards down court. The Huskies by 6 with 10.5 to play.
Gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. That being so stated, on to the job at hand. Please take note. Listen carefully. To begin...
Every one of these executives flew to this important business meeting on a different airline, sampling various meals, beverages, onboard services, and other amenities. Can you find the one executive that flew here on Alaska Airlines?
Divide the whole quantity by...
I love these French films. They're so romantic, so passionate. Ooh, here comes the juicy part. Oh, Arby's French dip sub with a cup of hot au jus. Look at all that lean, oven-roasted roast beef. Arby's French dip sub, it's so delicious, so juicy. It makes me very emotional. And look, it's only $1.69. What a price. La différence c'est bon. That's my favorite line. Different is good.
Todd McKim along with Bruce O'Neill at Heck Edmondson Pavilion, where the Washington Huskies lead the Oregon Ducks 17-11, due in large part to their domination on the board so far, Bruce. The Huskies have out-rebounded Oregon 16-5. Mark Pope has out-rebounded the Oregon team 7-5.
Well, he just really wants the basketball. He's so active. He's so quick for a guy his size. He just goes the boards like you can't believe.
So far, it's been the Orlando Williams show for the Ducks. Aaron Johnson turnaround shot. And again, the Huskies, 4 white jerseys there, boxing out very well. 1 shot and out for Oregon. No second opportunities.
Part of that's because nobody's anticipating shot in the Oregon team right now. When your teammate shoots, you need to anticipate the shot going up. Go get the ball.
Well, one thing Oregon has done a good job tonight, and that's defending Manning when he has gotten the ball in the low box.
They're sending help. They're going to make the outside people beat them with a longer shot.
Collier trying to penetrate and break down the D. And all he did was get a shot blocked.
Have to show a little patience here because he's gone back to a man-to-man defense.
Orlando, this one a little short. Aaron Johnson, the tip. And Potter with the tip. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson off the glass, and Johnson scores.
Best effort so far, going up and keeping the ball in the air until somebody can get their hands on it, get a good rebound, and put it back up strong.
Into the ball game, Chandler Nairn, number 40 on the wing of the basketball. Lobbed inside to Manning. No weak side help. No weak side rebounding as Pope scored as he got away.
Well, that was Antoine's fault because that's his man. His man went to the board. Antoine needs to box him out. Even if you have to face guard him in that situation, keep him away from the board. He's deadly.
Huskies with a little different offensive set that time so that there was no weak side help on Manning. So if you front him and you lob over, there's no way that you can get to the ball. Orlando's going to keep shooting that baby, and now he's gone cold. He's missed his last 3. Nairn to the basket. Nice pass to Perkins. Mark, that one returned to center by Stoudemire. 3-on-2. Pull-up pop by Collier, and he tickles the twine.
3-point shot.
So the Ducks now have cut the deficit to 3, 19-16 with 8.5 to play.
It's amazing it's this close. How do you get out-rebounded that badly and still stay within 3 points?
You hit 4 3-pointers. Boston, this is a 2. Short. Manning just long-armed the rebound. Missed it. Nairn, good inside position. Whistle foul on Orlando Williams. And the Ducks are just getting killed by this big lineup.
Incredible. You know, they are not boxing anybody out. I just keep saying that, but it's true every time that ball goes up. You've got to find your man and keep him as far away from the board as you possibly can.
Oregon foul on number 21, Orlando
Foul is on Williams, his first, a 15 foul. The Huskies have not committed a foul in the first 11 minutes and 39 seconds of this game.
Substitutions for Oregon, number 5.
Wholesale substitutions for Oregon. Clyde Jordan in the ballgame for the first time tonight. Runyon, Fife, Mitchell back in as well.
As long as Washington stays primarily in that zone defense, you're less apt to foul in that zone, especially if Oregon doesn't get real active.
Huskies have 9 offensive rebounds so far. Nairn misses 2. Huskies have not been very good at the free throw line so far tonight. Bob Fife. This is not Oregon's best perimeter team here. They'll need to try to penetrate and probe that defense.
Well, Washington keeps switching up their defenses, and it's kind of mixing up the Oregon offensive players because they haven't read it very well.
Collier into Runyon. Collier, penetrate, pull a pop from the free throw line, well short. Nairn with a rebound, and here comes Prentice Perkins. They let him penetrate within 10 feet of the basket, and he throws up a 9-footer. Three-pointer by Tyrus, no good. Stolen away by Mitchell, and there's the first foul on the Huskies. Well, the guards really do have to become rebounders tonight, don't they?
Have to. You know, it's not only the rebounding, but it's Washington sends everybody to the hoop as far as the offensive board's concerned, so you've got to be aware of where your man is, box him, then go to the board.
So the Ducks with a chance to cut the lead to 1 or tie with a three-pointer. Oregon with 4 three-pointers tonight, 3 by Orlando Williams, 1 by Collier. Huskies have good balance scoring as 5 players into the scoring column. Runyon. And Collier will reset.
Collier has to be aware of what type of defensive set they're in. They're in a man-to-man defense here. They're switching the baseline. Now they're switching from a man-to-man into a zone part-time down the court.
Mitchell, penetrate. Runyon has a run to the hoop and misses the layup. Tipped by Fife, no good. Whistle and a travel. So that's what? We've got 4 missed layups, so 5 you've got. Here's Lynn Nance. 8th winningest coach in Husky history. He was a player here and also an assistant here to maybe one of the funniest coaches ever in basketball, Tex Winter.
Oh, what a character.